million-dollar question is, how's everything feeling after your first start?
It feels good, man. Just the adrenaline, that first start. I really wasn't feeling much. Just excited to get back out there. Since surgery, it's been a long journey, but I'm excited for the rest of the season. Trying to stay healthy.
I think when you look at your debut, 6 innings is the first time in your pro career you do that. Going into your start was, I know they have you on a pitch count, but is that something that you consciously were looking to do? Is like, let me get into the 6th inning and get as deep as I can go?
Yeah, so I'm on a pitch count all year. They haven't really told me what my pitch count is. I want to say it's between 80 to 85. So I just went in there, and told myself just go out there and compete, control what I can control, and everything else will fall into place. So I wasn't going in there like, oh, I get to throw 6 innings today or 5 innings. I go out there, do my thing, and execute, and kind of let everything else fall into play. But yeah, that was my first career start to have 6 innings under my belt. So that was a good feeling, and I couldn't tell you how many times I've went over that start in my head since surgery.
So like when you looked at one of the things when I've talked to players with Tommy John is that the command's always the last thing to come back, velocity may be there, but your command, you're throwing your changeup all over, getting strikes. I don't think you walked anybody. When you were pitching in like an extended spring and doing this, did you feel like your command was just as good as it was before the surgery?
I think it's actually better now. I also developed a curveball through surgery and all that. I had a lot of time to not only develop that, but just get more mature about the game and learn different things that work for me. Back to my other interview with MLB, we had 2 older veteran guys that were on the Padres, Colin Ray, who actually is coming off Tommy John as well, and Robbie Erlin, who came off Tommy John. So having those guys to kind of piggyback off of and ask them questions on, what did y'all feel or what did y'all do to execute, 9 months post-surgery. So just having someone that's, at the top, like the top level, and having somebody to kind of show you the way, that was pretty cool to have those guys step down and talk to us younger players. And Ben Fritz, our rehab coordinator, we got to work a lot of those days, especially when I started throwing Monday through Sunday. We had a lot of days to develop and focus on command and developing my curveball.
So like when you go through that process, like what's your schedule like when you're obviously not pitching in games? Do you have like a routine that you get into? Is it something that's pretty structured?
Yeah, I'm a big routine guy. I've always kind of been that way, especially as a starter. The best way to put it is, the 5 days that I'm not pitching, that's where I tell myself this is time to get better. The 6th day is where I get to have my fun. Everything else kind of, that 6th day is where you get to see your hard work pay off through those last 5 days. And for me, it was those 21 months that I told myself, if I come out of this and do everything right, I can come back stronger and better than I was before.
And when you looked at the rehab, were you I know I talked to Cal Quantrill before when he went through his thing, and he talked about coming off of it, he was looking forward to having a typical off season because the rehab part of it was kind of behind him. When you were in this off season, did you have to have a lot of the rehab do, or were you able to have kind of a more typical off season where you can work on strength or normal things you would?
That's actually my favorite question that everyone asks is, how was the rehab process? And for me personally, no one wants to get hurt,
right.
But I was very lucky to get hurt at the time I did. As bad as that sounds,
right.
I had surgery in August 15, 2016, and I missed a little bit of 2016, towards the end of the season. But if you really think about it, 21 months since surgery, I only missed 1 full season. Whether it's some guys who have surgery in spring, I feel like those guys were rushed to try and get back for the next spring training. Because typically, Tommy John surgery is 12 to 16 month recovery. Depending on your age, older guys, I feel like they have a little bit more to say, hey, I want to get one more chance. I want to get back out there as soon as I can. But for me, man, it's like I said, I got to have a normal off season at home after surgery. I had rehab and Dr. Meister to do my surgery. My brother lived in Dallas at the time, so I got to stay, in the Dallas area with my brother. And And then come 2017, I was in Arizona, but I got to have a normal offseason this past offseason. So I wasn't like, I knew that I wasn't going to be rushed since the start. They told me, like, there's no rush. You're going to miss 2017, depending on how you feel. You might miss a little 2018. So there was never a point to where I got to get back. They told me, whenever you're ready, let us know. And, I was very fortunate, like I said, to have surgery when I did, just because I only missed, a year and a half of baseball versus closer to 2 seasons.
Yeah, and kind of like your rehab process, like, was there anything that you did kind of maybe outside of baseball that kind of took your mind away from the process or the stress or whatever you're feeling?
That's another question that I like when I get asked. Is our rehab group, man, it was such a positive and energized group that, like I said, no one wants to be in rehab.
Right.
But whenever you have a group of guys that you connect with and keep you focused, and we had 2 big league guys at the time who took their time out of their day and talked to us and took us out to dinner and, hung out outside of the field. For us, that's big just because they're explaining to us what they did and what they went through minor leagues and this and that. But at the end of the day, there was some negative thoughts in my head.
Sure.
That's just part of it. But that's whenever I brought my family closer, FaceTiming the family or, flying them out just to get my mind off baseball or, what if. Right. So at the end of the day, we had such a good, positive rehab group that, we look forward to going to the field every day and getting better. And then we had Sundays off, so that was nice to have 24 hours off of, not picking up a baseball and just hanging out, going to the lake, whatever the situation was. So that was nice.
When you look at like kind of this year and what you're looking to accomplish, I know you mentioned the curveball, which I know I caught some of the game that was online. Seemed like you were mixing that in a little bit. Is that something that you're using more like the second or third time through the order, or are you looking to set guys up with that right away?
I've always been I attack the same, like this team I've never faced, so I'm going to attack them with my game plan that I've always gone to. Until a team shows me that they can beat me with my stuff, then I'll start changing my game plan. I've always just been a fastball changeup guy. I had a curveball, in 2016 and also in 2015 when I got drafted. But it was never really a dominant pitch. It was more of a show pitch, like you said, second or third time through the lineup, just to show the hitters, like, oh, I have a third pitch. But now, after my first outing, me being able to work it those past 21 months of surgery, it's given me a positive feedback on, that curveball is actually my third pitch and not just a show pitch. So that, and I honestly personally think that my changeup was not there Monday. It was more up in the zone. We got some ground balls, but my changeup is my strikeout pitch. It wasn't getting swing and misses as much as I would like, so I went to my curveball and it was on.
So when you pitch, it's more of like fastball, show the changeup, is it still a changeup like the 2 strikes?
Yeah.
And then the curveball is just going to give you, for your fastball, it's more of a 2-seamer if I'm not correct, right?
I don't really throw a 2-seam. I throw a 4-seam. Sometimes it tends to cut. Sometimes it'll run.
Yeah. So I was looking at it. I'm like, okay, it looks like a 2-seam the way it's moving. Yeah.
Just kind of depends on the mechanics at the end of the delivery. But I mean, I'm very excited to have a third pitch. That was my main goal coming out of rehab, was showing the coordinators in the front office that I used this time productively and I worked a third pitch.
And that's just something that obviously is something that you're going to look to throw more often than you typically would in the past, is like finishing the year stronger.
Exactly.
And the goal for you, obviously, is it more, are you looking at performance-wise, or are you looking just like staying healthy and feeling good is more the objective than, going out and having 1 run in 6 innings or whatever?
My personal goal is by the end of the year make it to the big leagues.
Okay.
That's everybody. That's
Yeah.
If you ask a player, if you tell them like, what is your goals, that's what they're going to say. But realistically, my biggest goal is to stay healthy, show the Padres in the front office that I can throw every 6th day, not having setbacks. For me, that's huge, just because as a starter, it's not necessarily your ERA, or because you're going to have bad starts. That's just baseball. But if you can show them that you can throw 200 innings in pro ball, at the big league level, you're going to be in one of those 5 starting positions. So, at the end of the day, my biggest goal is to just stay healthy, do what I can, control what I can control, do my thing on the field, and stay out of trouble off the field, stay focused off the field. All those little things kind of narrow back down to the 6th day when I have the ball.
So right now, I know the Storm have kind of gone to the 6-man rotation. That's kind of what kind of the timeline they have you on for the future. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's awesome, just because not only we have a little bit more time to rest, but we're not throwing a ball the day after our start. And for me personally, I think that's good, just because coming off surgery, and that's just rest is key. I've learned that through the whole rehab process. Rest is very important.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I had. You guys have anything else? Or?
No.
Cool, man. I appreciate